Hands up for me if you own one of these, a mobile phone. Who's got one? Yeah, everyone. Haven't we? Fantastic. Hands up for me then if you're in love. In a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, married, husband, wife. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, what about this then? Hands up for me if you love your mobile phone. Yeah. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I've noticed while my colleagues have been speaking that a lot of people actually are holding on to their mobile phones. They can't let them go. And they're kind of surreptitiously checking Facebook, email, whatever, as the speakers have been speaking. And the other interesting thing is that all of us have left significant others at home, but we've brought our mobile phones with us. And so technology follows us around, and it's everywhere today. So I'm married. Hands up. Who's married in the room? Excellent. Who's got kids? Oh, great. Who'd like two more? Girl and a boy. Pigeon pair. Talk to me at the break, okay? So I'm really proud of my kids. I have a daughter, I have a son. They're both married. My daughter has a little boy, my first grandson. My son has a little girl, my first granddaughter. And being a grandparent, it's just the best experience. And in the Adams household in Brisbane, Australia, we have a lovely tradition called Friday night family night. And so the kids come home to mum and dad's place on Friday night for a free meal, and we catch up. And it's great. We find out what's been going on during the week, and I get to see my grandkids, and it's sweet. And so the Friday night before I flew out to South Africa, the kids came round, and we're sitting in the kitchen, around the kitchen table, and my wife is in the kitchen preparing a meal, and she looks up and she says, should I get my phone out? And I looked around, and there was my daughter, her husband, my son, his wife, and I, all with our mobile phones in our hands, not talking to each other. And, you know, this technology thing has overtaken and I believe has hammered face-to-face communication. You see, you know, technology is not going to go away. Mobile phones are not going to go away. But it's created a double-edged sword for us, hasn't it? You know, the speed of communication has gone so much faster now. You know, we hit the button, send on email, and straight away someone gets the message across the world. So I believe that we need to move forward. We've got to reconcile this technology thing with relationships. And so we need to have a high-tech, high-touch society. We're never going to get rid of technology, but the high touch. In our family, when you come through the door of our house, you get a hug, whether you need it or not. And that's the best touch. But we need to be touching people, other people, with our eyes, our ears, and our heart. High touch with our eyes. Have you ever been in a situation where you're at a networking function perhaps, or an event like this, and you're talking to someone and their eyes are darting all around the room. They're not looking at you. They're not touching you. They're all over the place. You have to touch the other person with your eyes. You have to touch their ears with your words. So you have to find the common ground, the common communication topic, and get them talking to you. And the good old 80-20 rule applies here. You talk 20%, they talk 80%. And then finally we have to touch their heart. My mother was the best letter writer I know. She wrote a letter to my eldest brother who lived in Darwin, some 3,500 kilometres away, every Sunday night. And she would write and write and write, and she'd get to the end, she'd sign it off, love mum, and then she'd go, I forgot something. So she'd do a PS, a postscript. And what I suggest that you do in your relationships is do a PS, not a postscript, but some positive service. And so a positive service could be, why don't you write a handwritten note and say, so lovely to meet you and spend time with you. Best regards. Or maybe, why don't you follow up and send the article, the email, the book, the whatever you promised to send. So high tech, high touch. Now, where are your mobile phones again? Well, put them away and go and talk to somebody.